boring. How do we say boring in Mexican? Boring. Where's the stories on these shows? Does anybody know where the stories are on these shows? Oh, that's right. That's right. The guy you took the world title off of was the only thing on this show that had any sort of story. Match after match after match after match after match after match after match. When is enough enough? Abhor! Abhor! Oh. Oh. Bro, I am exhausted. I am exhausted. Literally exhausted. You think I'm exhausted? Wait till you see Jesse. We're going to the beer garden. We got more story on this show than AEW Dynamite. Beverages are cold. The mozzarella sticks are piping hot. And when I get there on this Wednesday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. This isn't about errors. It also isn't about excuses. WWE has failed creatively. AEW has failed fundamentally. So why did Triple H lose the plot? Why did Tony Khan abandon everything that made AEW special? Because nobody is committed to the one thing that actually matters. Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for your Wednesday, August 5th, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening, wherever you may be, joined by the one and only. He may have to buy stock in Red Bull, Jesse, the Shot-Town Smart. What's going on, brother?
Nah, man, I'm great, brother. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm alive.
I am Functioning.
Barely functioning. It's a long weekend, bro. SummerSlam was 2 nights. Very middle of the road show. Then we have Monday Night Raw, which was better than SummerSlam, in my opinion. I did SmackDown. You don't even do SmackDown, so I had to sit through that slog of a show on Friday. I had 2 shows on Tuesday, one with Coach, one with Solomonster. We went 4 hours last night because we're fucking lunatics. He's as crazy as I am. And then we had, I think, Jesse, a Dynamite show that is probably still going on right now, even though the live feed ended on TBS. Maybe.
Maybe it was some kind of Mexican translation. What does 2.5 hours mean?
Brother, I don't know. Excalibur said tonight at least a half a dozen times, please, thank you for joining us here for this 2.5 hour special AEW Grand Slam from Arena, Mexico.
Does 2.5 hours mean 3 in Spanish? Like, is it like the conversion from pesos to USD? Like, how does that work?
Okay.
I mean, just trying to
see,
because I thought I knew what 2.5 hours meant, but I was drastically mistaken.
No habla en inglés.
I think so. Maybe they meant 2.5 hour pesos. I think that was it.
I don't know, man. Maybe his delicious Mexican coffee was $2.50 in U.S. currency, but it was in pesos, man. I don't know.
Coming off the weekend that we got, and they're like, we're doing 2.5 hours. I'm sitting there like, okay, all right. 2.5 hours is legit no big deal. They always do a 15 to 20 minute overrun anyway. So if they're gonna get us out of here at literally 2.5 hours, I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. No, bro. No. Nope. Not what happened.
Tony goes through these phases where everything's like a 30-minute fucking match. And now he's in this phase. Everybody's got fucking championships. There's all the championships in one faction. Now everybody wants to be a double champion. Now he's got this thing where Dynamite, and I don't watch Collision, neither do you. I don't know who the fuck's still watching Collision, to be quite honest with you. So we don't even know what happens over there. Not like it's of importance. Now he's got this thing where Dynamite, the show, you don't know when it's going to end. It's a big question mark.
How you know?
How you know?
How you know?
It could end at 10 o'clock. It could end at 10:12. It could end at 10:37. It could end at fucking 10:59 like it did tonight. They promoted a 2.5 hour show. It was live for 2.5 hours via the virtual TV guide on my Verizon cable box tonight. And we went 2 hours and 59 minutes. Can someone please explain to me why? Nobody. Nobody has an answer for this question.
Nah, bro. No, we're good. There will be no answering of that question.
You got one company that's doing way too little, and I complained about that all weekend. Gable and fucking Penta getting 11 minutes. Kevin Owens, Gunther, Finn Balor, and Sami Zayn getting 8 minutes. We got 48 minutes of pro wrestling on a 2.5 hour show up until Rollins and Reigns hit the ring, which they were given a full hour. 48 minutes before they even hit the ring, which was 2.5 hours into the show. 48 minutes of pro wrestling. And then on tonight, Jess, I got to ask you one very important question, bro. What was your favorite backstage segment? What was your favorite interview of the entire night? Did you like one of the backstage segments more than the other? You know, those things that a company does that usually funnels stories through backstage segments and tension and promos and interviews, and they set the table for the upcoming pay-per-view. What was your favorite backstage segment tonight?
When the show started, I saw Renee like next to the stairs.
Oh, did she interview somebody? Did we forward a storyline going into All In?
Well, now you're just asking too much. Renee was there. Renee flew to Mexico. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, what exactly did Renee Paquette do tonight, bro? Any insight on that one,
bro? I literally enjoy the nights we get when we get multiple Renee segments. When Renee is being overworked, that usually means storylines are being added to, progressed, other things are happening. I actually really enjoy when Renee Paquette is being overworked backstage. They flew her into Mexico to give her the night off tonight, man. Not sure why.
I don't understand. And I know this is going to be clipped and people are going to be fucking out for our fucking skulls tonight. What was one thing outside MJF that was forwarded tonight that had a genuine story behind it?
Hangman is a champion again.
You mean let me rephrase that. I mean Hangman's great, but the demand are losers is what you meant, right?
Well, yeah. I mean that hasn't changed at all.
Hangman's a champion again, man. What story is that?
Hangman,
Is that a current story?
Hangman is a champion again.
We're just handing out belts now because he's back in the company after 134 days of missing in action.
Yeah, and he can't get any other. Well, he can't get the world title. He can get other singles titles, but these are the only titles he can get. Look, man. All right. Look. So
enough joking around.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, this show was clearly a TV pay-per-view special. Which, look, man, don't get me wrong, it's fine. I wish they would do more of these, but in lieu of having a few less pay-per-views, let's make that clear. So if you're going to cut out some of these pay-per-views and give us these TV specials, great. But also when you give us these TV specials, let's build to them as if they were a pay-per-view. Give us some payoff to some stories that we built up into. And then in lieu of another pay-per-view, we then start building to an actual pay-per-view because we just came from building to this TV special. So I have no problem with keeping Grand Slam on the schedule as we omit a pay-per-view in its presence, give it storyline and the build and all of that shit. I'm actually okay with that. So we got a 3-hour show full of nothing but matches, and it did get kind of tedious, especially coming off of, I don't know if they consider this, we're coming off of, wrestling fans have had a very, very, very long weekend of nothing but straight up pro wrestling. And I, for one, just got burned. I got burned out. I canceled my Monday stream. I got burned out just to return tonight to a 3-hour TV show full of wrestling. We get 3 hours of it's like a pay-per-view with commercials. It's like a WWE pay-per-view. And it's sometimes it can be unforgiving. Sometimes it can be unforgiving. I mean, I would like to hope he has the intention of, oh man, I'm gonna give these wrestling fans more wrestling because that's what they want. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and thinking that was his train of thought, as opposed to I'm going to shove wrestling down their throats. Because to me, it just came off of them shoving more wrestling down our throats instead of, ooh, we get more wrestling. Ooh, look at this. An extra bonus 30 minutes of wrestling. I'm burned. Fucking burned. And
you have every right to feel that way, bro, because this is a show that legitimately burns the viewer. Unless you're a fucking lunatic. Like, I find people to be weird who enjoy this type of show. I do. And that's most of the fucking fan base because they're not going to understand what we're saying. And to be honest with you, they're probably not even listening, and they're thinking that we're automatically hating just for hating. We're grifters. They're negativity grifters. Meanwhile, everything that we say has a lot of validity behind it. Jesse is absolutely correct in what he's saying. And it's not just a personal, oh, Jesse is burned out. A show like this burns out the viewer because you're bombarding the viewer with the same thing over and over and over and over and over again for 3 hours. You're bombarding the viewer over and over and over again with the same false finishes, match after match after match after match. Everything starts to look the same. Everything starts to feel the same. And to go back to what he just said, which is the most imperative point I want to make, this was a show that Tony Khan got overly excited about, and this was a show that Tony Khan was excited to put together because he's just happy to be in Arena Mexico. It didn't do anything for All In. Whether you want to sit there and tell me it did something for All In, it did not. The only thing that happened that was of any importance on this show was Maxwell Jacob Friedman and him coming back. And that's it. Nothing else on this show led to anything going into All In. You can sit there and claim, oh, the Mark Davis and Will Ospreay match made sense. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. What does Ospreay have to do with Mark Davis, who's in the Don Callis family, when he's going after Kenny Omega? Where is Kenny Omega? Why isn't he on Arena Mexico? Why isn't the world champion being presented on this show? What does Statlander or Persephone have to do with All In? Nothing. Mercedes and Willow, what was forwarded there? Nothing. There was no dialogue between them. We still don't even know why Mercedes is with Divide Dominion. Fletcher and Speedball, what was forwarded going into All In? The new Trios champions, how does that factor into All In? The Jericho 6-man tag, how does that factor into All In? The 8-man tag that opened the show, how does that factor into All In? So everything that I just said, you put into the blender, you missed an entire week of television, and you opted not to tell any stories going into All In for 1 week. Now you're going to be minus 7 days off the 25 going into Wembley. For what? 3 hours of professional wrestling on TV that told zero story. Yet this show is going to get a 9.8 on Cage Match because that's all anybody grades coming out of AEW. Meanwhile, the one thing that we're all begging for is fucking story. And the only guy to give it to you is the guy that you took the belt off of, who you took out of the main event of Wembley Stadium. I don't get it. I don't get it. The more you do something, the less that it's going to be impactful. Tell me something in your life, Jesse, that you love to do just over and over and over again, hour after hour after hour, and not get bored with it. You and I play Destiny 2. Sometimes together, sometimes solo. I can only take a couple of hours at best just sitting here in front of my computer screen. It's my favorite game. How long do you think we go? 7, 8, 9, 10 hours playing the fucking same game consecutively all day long? You gotta take a break. You gotta rest.
Yeah.
You gotta give me a promo segment in the back to forward storylines. You gotta give me something that breaks up the fucking constant pro wrestling. And like Jesse said, what did you do to set this show up coming on in? You knew the show was on the calendar for 3 months.
Yep.
What does this show have to do with anything that preceded it? Nothing. Tell me when we are telling lies. From this point on, deem, but it's great graps, as an invalid excuse for a good show. This show was fine. The pro wrestling on the show was fine. The in-ring action and everything that we got looked like everybody was having fun.
It was good.
I am not giving you the opportunity to use that excuse anymore. That excuse, honestly, is the thought process of someone who is incapable of constructing a sheer thought about why pro wrestling is good and bad. You know who does that on a daily, weekly basis? We do.
The crowd was lit. The stage setup was absolutely fantastic.
100%. It was the best looking Dynamite show all year.
Great. The energy tonight, the size of that crowd, loved it. It had everything needed for a fantastic setup for a TV pay-per-view or a super show. You know, all of that shit. This was great. It was great. It was just overkill, man. It was just overkill. There was just way too much wrestling on this fucking show, man. And again, especially coming out of this weekend and everything that they gave us Collision on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? And then there was SmackDown on Friday. And then there was SummerSlam on Saturday, SummerSlam on Sunday, Raw on Monday, you know, NXT on Tuesday. And now we got a 3-hour fucking show on Wednesday, all straight wrestling. Bruh, it adds up. It adds the fuck up, man. So I don't know if that was their intention, but it definitely happened with me. They burned me the fuck out.
We just got done with AEW Redemption, which was 10 matches just randomly put together for no reason. And then we have this show tonight, 8 matches randomly put together for no reason. Bro, what are we doing here? Does nobody care about putting on a match that has a story coming on in which the story is going to make the match better? There's nobody in this company care about telling stories. I don't understand why we have to sound like a broken record every single fucking week. The stories make the matches. The better the story, the better the match. Every time I see something like Jericho and Mystico in the ring, or who else did we see today in the ring that made no sense? I mean,
I don't fucking know.
How does anybody find interest in that? How? And then on top of that, everything's fucking predictable. I can't take the excuses anymore. The great wrestling and the in-ring action is never the issue. The only issue with the in-ring action is the fact that he just lets everybody go out there for 30 fucking minutes and everything feels the same. We don't need 30-minute matches. We also don't need 11-minute matches when things should be going 15, 20. There's no in-between here. One place gives you too little. The other place gives you too much. You need to find a fucking balance. Let's start with MJF, Jess. I'll give you the ball. He was the biggest talking point of the entire night. Coming back tonight, he obviously is still the biggest thing going, even going into All In. Dynamite Diamond Ring was on Andrade. He lost the World Championship to Kenny Omega at Beach Break. He came back. He's looking great. He's walking great. And he's got the Triple B with him. What did you think of MJF and the plan now of him going into Wembley Stadium, competing in the prestigious gauntlet match? Is that the right plan for him?
No. I thought maybe the guy was injured. He's clearly not. They brought him back to put him on the card. Now I have to go back and question why he's not in the main event. And
you did say you were going to do that.
Yep.
We waited. I stood my ground and I said I don't think he's hurt. Jesse said let's give it a time to see if he comes back. If he misses All In, then I would actually be on the same page with Jesse. Maybe he's hurt, but he's on the show tonight.
Okay, so clearly he's not hurt. So now I have to go back and question why we took the title off of him, put it on Kenny, and omitted your top draw from the main event of your top show. Would you strip the title off of Roman, give it to somebody else, and then put Roman in the Andrade the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Why would you do that?
That's a good point.
It makes no sense. If I had a smidgen of an inkling that maybe my top star might be available to me on my top show, then everything is put on hold until I get some clarification. I'm not taking my top guy out of my top show. I'm not taking him out of the main event unless there is a problem that I can't avoid. And if he's hurt, then I can't avoid that. His health is more important than my top show. But if he's willing to work and able to work, then he's in the main event of my top show. There is not a single reason I can think of that would justify that not being the case. Nobody was really on board with having a triple threat match, but for the love of God, even that sounds better than putting him in some shit that is beneath him. If he is your top draw, if he is your number one asset, if he is the one guy that you just cannot be without, why is he not in the main event of your top show? I don't understand.
I've been saying this for weeks, and the sickos want to fucking sit on their hilltop with their fucking New Japan Mega Dream match here with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay that I couldn't give a single fuck about going back to New Japan. I'm not emotionally moved in Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, though the story that they're telling is at least decent because they've gotten rid of the brother, I respect you, love you, brother bullshit. Jesse is 100% correct. That is an excellent analogy. Would you take the world championship off of Roman Reigns before WrestleMania, put it on somebody else because of political reasons, because the other guy wants what he wants, because the show is taking place in his hometown, and throw Roman into the fucking Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, because that's exactly what the gauntlet match is. If the gauntlet match was so special, we wouldn't have gotten a terrible gauntlet match the last time we had them, the last 3 times. MJF is now going to be in the ring with the likes of Orange Cassidy and Katsuyori Shibata and Roderick Strong and guys that are not on his level. You have your top guy walking into the biggest show of the year who clearly is not hurt, and you opted to take the championship off of him for what reason exactly? The triple threat match was the best way to make everyone happy. Now you got your top guy, who's bigger than both guys in the main event, mind you, and you got him operating in a fucking gauntlet match in hopes that he wins back a championship opportunity at the World Championship. Where do we go from there? He won it last year. He waited till December at World's End to cash it in. What is he going to do when he wins it this year? They got All Out in Chicago. WWE's running the Allstate Arena on the same night as All Out when All Out's running the Now Arena. CM Punk is going to be at the Allstate Arena for Worlds Collide. Roman Reigns may very well be at the Allstate Arena. Does Tony Khan now go back and give us MJF and Will Ospreay at All Out at the Now Arena to combat WWE?
This is simple arithmetic. What is the biggest show of the year?
All In.
Who is the top babyface in the company?
Will Ospreay.
Who is the top heel?
MJF.
Then what the fuck are we doing here?
Why don't we ask Will Ospreay that question? What exactly are we doing here, Will?
This writes itself. This writes itself. Your top heel, your top babyface, your top show should be going head to head for the top title. This is an idiot can book that scenario. Who should main event our biggest show of the year? Our top heel and our top babyface. Done.
All you need to know from this simple arithmetic that Jesse just laid out for you, this is all you need to understand as to why AEW is not a serious company. When they can't get the most simplest of pro wrestling tropes correct, then you know they're not a real pro wrestling company. Top heel, top babyface, biggest show of the year, you get the most maximum emotion out of it possible, and you do what you got to do to crown your champion because it's heel and babyface. Jesse, are you emotionally moved by Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega? Do you care who wins this match?
Look, man, I love Kenny Omega. I love everything Kenny Omega has done for this business, for this company. I love Kenny Omega. It's not a slight on Kenny Omega. So will I care about it? I mean, yeah, man, I do I don't hate Kenny. Kenny does not suck. It's not like Kenny doesn't deserve this spot, but this spot is for the top heel and the top babyface. And right now that's Kenny, that's Will Ospreay and MJF. You know, and it's not a knock on this guy or any other of the top stars that they have.
Nobody's saying it's not going to be a great match, Jesse. It's going to be a great match.
It's going to be fantastic. And sure, I'll probably enjoy it because these two are phenomenal at what they do. But emotionally, which is what you're referring to, what you're talking about right now, you're going to get the best emotional reaction out of an MJF versus Will Ospreay, a super nice guy in his hometown versus an absolute dickhole who was shit on that hometown. Everybody wants to see one guy kill the other guy. You got the American versus the UK aspect. There will be plenty of people who want to see MJF kill the guy because they want to see the USA beat this guy. There's so many awesome moving parts there to elicit so much emotion. This is the stage to do it at this show, your biggest draw, your biggest crowd, the most attention you're going to get from all media outlets. And you gave us the second best match that you can do. That's not putting your best foot forward at all.
So what Jesse's saying is that he cares about the competitors in the ring. The problem is, and the most important aspect of it all, is if you don't care how we got here, it's not going to be as great as everybody expects it to be. It's going to be great.
Bingo.
But it's not going to be out of this world phenomenal. And why is it going to be? Why isn't it going to be out of this world phenomenal? Because you don't have the story coming on in. Story's there. Whatever the story that they're telling is there. It's just not an emotional one. It's not one that's going to move me to go out and fucking want to be there. It's not going to move me to fucking go out and sit at the edge of my seat and fucking can't wait for Will Ospreay to win the championship. We're going to watch it happen. And it's going to be like, okay, on to the next show. I'll see you Wednesday.
They've got plenty of time to do a build for the match that we're going to get. But no matter what they come up with, no matter the story that they do, I hope it's phenomenal. I hope it's fantastic. Great. And even if it is, it still will not be as great as a build and as a match and as an outcome as you would have gotten if you'd gone with MJF versus Will Ospreay. MJF can be such a vicious fucking heel. He can elicit so much emotion from the UK fans wanting to see Will Ospreay finally win the big one in AEW at home. Can you imagine? Now, Kenny and Will are going to have some tension, but it's not going to get to the emotional point that MJF and Will Ospreay would have gotten to. It's just not. It's literally impossible. MJF has years of heel aura built up to unleash onto that fucking show, into that crowd, into that match. Kenny and Will were just best friends a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, man. This is not the best. It's probably the second. It may be the second best match that you could have delivered, but it's not the best match on your biggest show. It's a missed opportunity. This time next year, who knows where we'll be sitting position-wise on who the top baby face is and who the top heel is. Who knows? This opportunity was right here sitting in front of you, and you deliberately derailed it, threw it off, and now you're trying to make something out of it. No. This was a missed opportunity. I don't know why it happened, but it shouldn't have happened. Whoever made that call made a very bad call.
That's where we're at right now. And that was the biggest thing that happened on the show. MJF is back. He looked refreshed. He looked angry. He was sorely needed and sorely missed for the short time that he was out, the 3 or 4 weeks he was out. Andrade was parading around with his Dynamite Diamond Ring. He got his Dynamite Diamond Ring back. And he is going to show up in Vegas next week where Dynamite will be held. And he's going to compete in a qualifying match to see if he could land the number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet match that will be taking place at All In, which he won last year. And he won the title contract. Now the title contract and the rules behind the title contract via the Gauntlet match at All In has now changed. They were operating and using it as a de facto Money in the Bank for AEW. You can cash in any time. You can cash in nefariously and kind of cheat the babyface out of a championship. Now you got to give Tony Khan 1 week notice, cash it in, and he has to promote the match for a full week. So it's not even like MJF can win it and then fucking sneak Will Ospreay at the least opportune time, you know? He can't even do that. So they changed the rules on that, and that's what's happening next week, and that's the big plan that they had for MJF going into Wembley Stadium after they took the belt off him at Beach Break. Rather disappointing, if you ask me. We had Mercedes and the Divine Dominion ladies against Willow and the Brawling Birds. Another Wembley match made official tonight. It will be the Divine Dominion against the Brawling Birds for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships. We had a lot of multi-person matches tonight, which I'm all right with one, but we had 3 multi-person matches tonight. Actually, 4 if you want to include the triple threat match that opened the show. So we'll get it, or with Andrade, rather, that came after the big 8-man tag. A lot of wrestling on tonight's show. Very little story outside MJF. Will Ospreay was in the main event against Mark Davis in a Mexico City street fight. I'd love for someone to make sense of that. I know they wrestled last time in the semifinals of the Owen, and it was a chaotic scene with the Death Riders all coming in there trying to help Will Ospreay. I guess he wanted to right the wrongs there and wanted to give Mark Davis another clean fight. I don't know. I don't know what he has to do with Mark Davis and the Don Callis family, but that was in the main event. And that was your Grand Slam Mexico show. I mean, was it better than last year's Mexico show? I would say yes. But
great show.
It's a fine show. It just means nothing. It means nothing. It did little to nothing to promote All In. So we're going to get into that. We got a news article here that I don't think Jesse was aware of. We're going to get his opinion on it because I love surprising him with AEW news and reports here that are usually going to set him off. So we got something that he'll have fun with. And this is your AEW Dynamite Grand Slam Mexico post show right here on Off the Scripts. Again, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for all the support this coming weekend. SummerSlam was one of the best SummerSlams as far as my channel is concerned. Post show wise, excellent stuff from you guys. You guys killed it. We did over 10,000 viewers between both nights, or over 120,000 views between both reviews. And the TikTok and Instagram are legitimately blowing up. Had another Danhausen clip go to 180,000 views. The first Danhausen clip last week with the terrible Joe Hendrick concert almost did 1 million views on TikTok, bro. 1 million. You believe that?
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
So we got the short form content rocking and rolling now. Instagram, TikTok. Go follow me over there. I've been uploading daily, so it's going to continue. So we hit a nice algorithm. Go over there and, man, the comment sections on Instagram are some of the worst I've ever seen, bro. Holy shit.
Have you been on Twitter before?
I have. It's just as bad.
Okay. Wow.
It's just as bad. So, go check that stuff out. TNT was live last night. Go check that out with me and Solid Monster. This Friday, him and I will be on the call at the NYC Arena, House of Glory. High intensity, 7 p.m. start time. We will be streaming live on YouTube. We got a great show lined up. Jesse, are you going to do some live reactions tonight on Friday?
100%. Join me right here. Well, not here, but on my channel. I will be doing a live watch along. Very first House of Glory live watch along. I'm really excited about it. This guy will be on commentary along with Solo, and I will be giving you live reactions of that show. Cannot wait, man.
There you go. Should be good. Jason and I will be on the call, and hopefully you guys join us over there. We got a great main event. Mason versus Eddie Kingston. We have Shotzi versus Shayna. We got Blackheart Leo Rush versus Darren Richardson. We have the Hardys are going to be there. We got Jay Lyon versus Midas Black. We have Casey Navarro versus Ricky Sosa. Bang, bang, Ricky Sosa. And so much more to be added. I think we have a Battle Royal as well, the Matt Travis Memorial Battle Royal. That is for the #1 contendership. And Zilla Fatu will be defending the Crown Jewel Championship against Amazing Red, with the rumors that WWE's been looking at Zilla Fatu. Could this be his last match on the Indies? And the story there, Red has lost every match he's had this year. Can he beat Zilla? So we will see.
I don't know. If he beats Zilla, man, the rumors are going to start flying, bro.
We will see. We will see. So that's Friday. Join us there. Should be a great show. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206. You guys know where to find me on social. Go follow Jesse at Chi-Town Smart. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Again, please leave a comment down below. Helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. We have right now, let's check the likes on the stream. We have 407 likes. I'd love to get to at least 750. That's tonight's goal. No Wheel tonight. Wheel will be back on Saturday when I cover SmackDown, because I won't be here Friday because I'll be at House of Glory. And Super Chats tonight are open. If you guys want to get in, $10 or more tonight, I'll put you on the wheel for Saturday. If you guys want to donate, get them on in. Super Chats are open. Jesse and I will be here at the end of the show to read your questions, comments, concerns, any thoughts and opinions on Dynamite or Raw or SummerSlam, whatever you guys want. Up to you. All right, man. Let's start with this.
Hold on.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
You didn't give me my moment to shine.
Oh, I thought you talked about the reactions. What else is going on?
I had a very, very special guest host on my watch alongs this weekend, man. You know who it was?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Who is it?
Destiny FOMO.
Oh, okay.
Joined me
Great.
on my live stream Saturday and Sunday. She was there for the main event on Sunday, but she was there for a lot more of it on Saturday. Go check it out. There was one lucky viewer that one personal one-on-one video chat with Miss FOMO at the end of that one.
Ah.
Very personal as well.
Oh, yeah.
Very fun.
Excellent.
Also, so this is for whoever it was bringing it up. My mic input is at max volume. My StreamYard input is at max volume. It is literally physically impossible for me to be any louder. I have a state-of-the-art mixer. I have a Shure 7SMB microphone. I cannot do anything more for you, bro. You have to turn up your device.
I don't understand this. Why is this a problem now? This has not been a problem for months. Jesse's volume is in the red on my OBS. Raise your fucking volume.
I do not know what to tell you.
Or get better headphones, man. I got several here I could loan you.
You know,
Jesus Christ. Jesse's not going to be as loud as I am. I'm just naturally loud when I sit in this chair. Normally I'm not. If you want to go out for a beer, I'm not. But Jesse's just at one tone. He's not gonna get any higher than what he is now, unless he's really fucking pissed off.
You want me to scream? You want me to scream? I can't scream. My
no, that's not gonna make a good. That's not gonna make for a good list. They got me. That's all they need.
Yeah, and not scream.
All right, let's get in. Yeah. What else you got?
Phil, we can't ban a channel member. We have to unban Joey Clemenza. Sorry.
What happened? Is Joey Clemenza banned?
I just unbanned him.
Why is he banned?
Because Phil banned him. I don't know why.
Phil, what's going on, bro? You got trigger happy over there.
Actually, don't mind Zilla going to WWE if it means he tags with cousin Jacob. Then he got banned.
I don't know why that's a bannable comment, but okay.
What? You out of here, Phil. Oh God.
Anything else you want to add before we get into this this story I have for you?
Let's get into it, bruh. Let's get into it. All right.
We are embarking on the AEW Continental Cup, Jesse.
Oh boy.
Continental Cup. Do you know how the Continental Cup works, bro? Have you read about how this tournament's going to work?
I have no idea.
Okay. Let's go into it. We talked about this on TNT last night. Even Jason is like, what are we doing here? The Continental Cup works as follows. No outside interference and no time limits. Sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah, sure.
16 wrestlers compete in 8 blind draw matches. So there's no brackets, Jesse. They're just random matches thrown together to make a quote-unquote tournament.
Okay.
The 8 winners out of those 16 then compete in 4 blind draw matches. So he's basically like he's blindfolding himself and choosing these people out of a hat to make matches. This is what he's doing. Then the 4 winners move on to the semifinals in Glasgow, Scotland on August 26th. And then the Cup final takes place at Wembley Stadium at All In on August 30th. The winner of the Cup, or the winner of the final, will receive the Continental Cup and will be the new AEW Continental Champion. Now, we also have the 16 participants in this tournament. They are as follows. Jesse, please chime in when you hear somebody that you're really, really excited about here. Okay? Jon Moxley.
Sure. Okay, I'm excited about Jon Moxley.
He's the Continental Champion.
Oh, okay, well, all right.
Kyle O'Reilly. Roderick Strong. Orange Cassidy. Nigel McGuinness. Katsuyori Shibata. David Finlay. Ace Austin. Jay White. Matt Sydal. Jungle Jack Perry. Jake Doyle. Eddie Kingston.
I like Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston's there.
I like Eddie Kingston.
I can't tell you when the last time he made a Dynamite appearance, but he's there.
Nope.
Claudio. Hechicero. And Brian Cage.
I thought you were going to say Bryan Danielson.
No. We also have matches. Listen to this exquisite lineup that's going to create captivating television over the next 2 weeks of Dynamite and Collision. This all starts on Saturday's Collision, by the way. Orange Cassidy versus Matt Sydal. Jake Doyle versus Eddie Kingston. Jack Perry versus Jon Moxley. Brian Cage versus Hechicero. They're both Don Callis family members. So they're wrestling one-on-one, and they're both in the Don Callis family. Claudio versus Ace Austin. Jay White versus David Finlay. Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. And Nigel McGuinness versus Katsuyori Shibata. So, obviously, Jesse, we have this Continental Cup that's giving this great, can't-miss television on Dynamite and Collision. What are your thoughts on how all of this has kind of all of a sudden materialized going into All In?
What's this for again?
The Continental Cup is for the Continental Cup and the Continental Championship.
There's physically a cup.
There's physically a trophy, yes.
And Moxley is the current champion.
And Moxley's the current champion.
And he needs a tournament to get himself a number one contender.
Yes.
Okay. But they hand out championship matches to pretty much anybody who asks for them, don't they?
I mean, Commander just competed at Redemption for a shot at the international title in a 5-way ladder match, only to then show up on Dynamite and wrestle Jon Moxley for the Continental Championship in a match that was just randomly made for Wednesday's Dynamite last week. Jack Perry was also in that ladder match for the International Championship and then wrestled with Nick Wayne on that Wednesday's Dynamite last week in a triple threat match with Andrade for the national title.
Is there some, like, low-key, like, inside ball knowledge reason why this tournament is happening? I don't know about. Does it involve this story that you were talking about?
What story?
You told me that you had a story that you were gonna.
This is the story. This is the report.
Oh, this is the report. Okay.
This is the story. Yes.
Okay. So what is the reason for the tournament? Like,
I don't know. I'm trying to ask you what your thoughts are, being that this Continental Cup is very, 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 very similar to the Continental Classic that we get in November going into December. The only difference is that there's blocks of 8 and 8. This is 16, and blind matches are happening because Tony's just making random matches and calling them a tournament. But they're competing for the same
Wednesday. Thing. That's just called Wednesday.
It is. Yes.
So there's no rhyme or reason to the tournament. The entrants were randomly chosen. You don't have to compete to be in it. They are all legitimate, bona fide mid-carders. Or, I mean, so what am I to assume? Are these people who wouldn't like normally not get a title opportunity, and this is their chance to have a title? Is that it?
I don't know.
Who else is in here again? I mean,
Jay White.
Jay White is a main.
Eddie Kingston. Bro, there's nobody in this tournament that's getting a all-in match against Jon Moxley outside Jay White or Eddie Kingston. My question to you, Jesse, is there a need for the Continental Classic now come November?
No.
How would you change how we operate the Cup and the Classic now existing in the same year?
Get rid of the Cup?
Yeah.
Entirely?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know why it's happening. Yes.
like why is it happening? I'm not even sold on the mere existence of the Continental title itself.
Yes.
Much less a dedicated tournament for it. Is this going to be an annual thing? Do we have to do this every year?
The Continental Classic, the Continental title shouldn't exist. Number one. For some reason, he has this fucking on Jon Moxley for whatever reason, and the only other people that it's ever held it is Eddie Kingston and Kazuchika Okada. The title should go away. The Classic should stay, but the Classic should give the winner a number one contendership to the AEW Championship at Revolution. That's what it really should be about. I mean, if you're going to wrestle in a fucking tournament, especially a round robin tournament where wins and losses matter, a grueling tournament where you got to wrestle everybody in the block, you should get something so much more than, a championship belt that means nothing. You should legitimately be going after the biggest championship that the company has. And also, I hate this idea where the champion needs to compete in the tournament. Why does the champion need to compete in the tournament when the tournament should be about going after the champion? I don't really understand that. Why does Jon Moxley need to wrestle in this tournament? This tournament, if this cup is for a number one contendership to Jon Moxley, then get Jon Moxley out of the tournament. He's already going to All In anyway. Just find a number one contender for him. Which, like Jesse said, it doesn't even make any sense because they hand out fucking random opponents to Jon Moxley on a weekly basis.
Every week. Every fucking week. Somebody just said I called Kenny Omega a mid-card. Is Kenny Omega in the tournament?
Kenny Omega's not a mid-card. And Kenny Omega's not in the tournament. No.
He's not in the tournament. Okay.
You didn't say anything about Kenny Omega. What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know. This is the same. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna keep myself out of trouble tonight. Go ahead. I'm gonna keep myself out of this. This is the same person that said my volume was too low.
You know what I think that he could possibly be leaning towards? And I said this to Jason yesterday. We get the men's Continental Cup here, which is very similar to the Continental Classic. Do you think that this year he actually does the first ever women's Continental Classic?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Do you think that would be a good trade-off for doing the Cup and then doing the Classic in the same year where we have one do the men and then the other do the women?
Every time you add a tournament, it makes the previous tournaments that you had seem that much less important.
We just got done with 2, by the way.
I mean, the Owen should be the most prestigious tournament in this company. There should be nothing. I don't even want any more reoccurring tournaments. If you want like a flash tournament here and or there, sure, great. The Owen Hart tournament is the only fucking reoccurring tournament you need. Why do we keep adding shit?
The Owen in the spring, and then the Continental Classic in the winter. And both should be getting championship matches at their 2 biggest pay-per-views of the year, All In and Revolution. It's a very simple concept. Also, what I don't like about these fucking tournaments is, number one, what Jesse said. There's way too many of them where none of them really feel important anymore. Number 2, why is it that he puts these random predictable matches together where I can tell you right now who's going to win these fucking matches? I don't understand why he's got Jon Moxley and Jay White in there and then everybody else is a fucking grade D jobber. Like, I don't understand this. He books these tournaments to a point where nobody could exist on the same level of a Jon Moxley. He books in tiers. Jon Moxley can only lose to people that are at the level of Jon Moxley. And everybody else, they just feed to guys like Jon Moxley. And Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega and fucking MJF and Swerve Strickland and Adam Page. I don't understand the way he books tournaments. You want a tournament to be successful, you got to make a tournament feel unpredictable. You got to make a tournament, especially the Owen, to feel like it's the biggest deal in the entire company. Every major star should be in the tournament. Jack Perry shouldn't be in the fucking Owen Hart Cup. Katsuyori Shibata shouldn't be in the Owen Hart Cup. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%.
Mark Davis shouldn't be in the Owen Hart Cup. Ridiculous. That's coming. That's going to be over the next couple of weeks of television, which, by the way, we only have 3 Dynamites and 3 Collisions left to go. 4 Collisions if you include this week. But nobody watches Collision, and nothing really important happens over there. Also, did you see that they debuted the Motor City Machine Guns on Collision last Saturday?
Yeah, I actually watched Collision this week.
What'd you think about them doing that on Collision and not on Dynamite? Any problem with that?
At this point, it seems like a rite of passage. It seems like they're just going to do all their debuts on Collision, I guess. At this point, it's par for the course. Didn't the Rascals debut on Collision as well? I mean, it's just what it looked. You want to debut in this company, you're going to do it on fucking Collision, all right?
Adam Page came back with a social media announcement a day in advance and then did it on Collision.
On Collision. And jeez. Unbelievable.
Let's get into this show here. We start off with a 2.5-hour epic event, says Excalibur. Yeah, right. Maybe his iWatch was broken. Arena Mexico was on fire, looked great. Stage was the best stage setup on a Dynamite all year. I love that little upper stage with the steps leading down to the aisleway. That shit's great, man. It's fucking cool. You know?
That was the best stage design they
reminded me of the Temple in Lucha Underground.
So good. It was so Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground, man.
Interesting.
We start
very nice stage.
Yes. We start. The crowd was great. Everything aesthetically was great. Colors were great. Stage was great. Crowd was great. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, and the Young Bucks. So we got, can they coexist, pal? Against the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia. This went 12 minutes. Nothing overly wrong with this. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just there. It just exists. I guess their idea is that they want to build some tension between the two babyface teams. Is that what they want to do here between the Bucks and CNC?
It's fine. And to be honest with you, I thought it set the tone for the show very well. When it started the show and we got this phenomenal looking stage, this lit crowd. The crowd was humongous. Everything looked great. They start off with this match, with some more of the notable names. I think the show started off great. The match didn't go that long. It was cool. I thought the show was off to a pretty damn good start, man.
Went 12 minutes. We'll pick it up at the end here. Yuta landed a Busaiku knee on Copeland. He's still using Bryan's maneuvers. I don't know why. He ain't Bryan Danielson. Mox and Pac beat up Copeland until Copeland rolled up Mox for a leverage 2. Copeland landed a spear. Yuta was holding on to the referee. Copeland ran into Matt accidentally while running the ropes. Matt was knocked off the apron. Mox rolled him up off of this accidental bump. And then he hooked the tights for a 1-2-3, and the Death Riders steal a victory. Afterward, the Bucks and Copeland, Christian, had some heated words for each other. We couldn't hear what they were saying, nor did they have a backstage segment or anything that happened backstage. Their loss. And that was basically it. In the middle of this match, Jesse, Christian Cage, though, he did kick Marina Shafir below the belt. Do we have a name for Christian Cage's kick below the belt there on a female?
Oh, I didn't.
Well,
how about Pearl Jam?
I guess that'll work. I want to call it what it exactly is, but I don't want to get banned.
Nah, you can't call it the CK. You can't do that. People will rage.
Yes, it's
you can't do that.
The unt kick.
Yes.
Yes, the unt kick. Yes.
You can't do that. They'll riot.
Death Riders win in 12 minutes. There you go. Good open to the show. Got the crowd started off in the right way. And the heels, I guess they're heels, the Death Riders win over the babyfaces here in 12 minutes. Andrade. This was a triple threat match. He, along with Tommaso Ciampa, who came out with an American flag draped over his back, and Commander. The winner of this match enters the Casino Gauntlet match at All In at the #1 position. So this went 11 minutes. And this was actually very good. This was probably my second favorite match of the night. Andrade is great. So we'll pick it up in the middle here because fans got into the action here after the Three Amigos. So Andrade did the Three Amigos. Ciampa took over. He attacked Andrade's pants, giving the pants Project Ciampa because Andrade had taken the pants off because he wanted to make the ladies melt in their seats in Mexico.
He did.
Gotta love Ciampa. So I guess Ciampa's new gimmick is just kind of attacking inanimate objects. Right? He did the
anybody and anyone can get it.
He did it to the Montreal Canadian stuffed animal. Now he's doing it to Andrade's pants. Gotta love Ciampa.
That's my form of wrestling comedy, right?
There you go. Ciampa's great. Commander went for a 450. Ciampa moved, then gave Commander a back. I guess he gave him a lung blower. I think Project Ciampa he calls it. So 2 count there of Project Ciampa. Andrade met Ciampa in the corner, starts slapping him. He set up for a superplex. Commander gave Andrade a reverse Hurricane Rana. Ciampa then countered Commander and slammed him to the mat for a 2 count. He then starts complaining to the referee that it was a 3. Andrade caught Ciampa with the Meteora in the corner. Commander interrupted the cover here. He then walked the top rope and flipped onto Ciampa. So Andrade sees this quick opening. Ciampa is compromised. Quick DM for the 1, 2, 3. Andrade gets the win. He is now at the number 1 position in the Casino Gauntlet match at All In. Commander did also have a great spot where he walks the top rope, and he had a majestic dive onto both Andrade and Ciampa in the early stages of this match. Andrade also did take a selfie with an unknown woman in the front row who looked to be fumbling her camera on her phone and could not get it to work. So
she was starstruck.
I guess so, but I'm kind of over the gimmick personally with the ladies of the night on the outside taking these random photos with Andrade. Maybe it's just me.
Are you sure you're over it?
Yeah, I'm over it, yeah.
How do you know?
How you know? How you know? Because I told you. I told you how I feel. That's how you know.
Well, I guess that would do it.
Andrade, he takes the microphone after the match is over. He says he wanted to win the Casino Gauntlet at All In, and then he wanted to win the AEW World Title for the fans. So he spoke in English, very broken English, and Spanish. He closed with, I have one question. How you know? All of a sudden, we have MJF making his entrance. We see the Burberry scarf on the big screen. Tony Schiavone lets out an, oh no. Oh yes, Tony Schiavone. Oh yes. We are saved. MJF came up from behind Andrade and nailed him with the AEW title. Triple B. He then looked at Andrade and picked up the Dynamite Diamond Ring. He starts punching away at Andrade's forehead. He starts bleeding. He starts yelling at Andrade, yelling at him, you want to take what's mine? And then he tossed Andrade off the ramp, and he crashed onto the hardwood floor right in front of Commander, who was still laying out there. MJF then said someone should get this piece of trash from this piece of shit country out of this arena right now. How dare you? I'm an American hero. Make no mistake about it, I am your champion. He says they should talk about the fact that Beach Break, he had Omega defeated until Will Ospreay got involved. He starts yelling, very Ric Flair-esque, saying that it was his main event at Wembley and it was stolen from him. Factual information. He says he always gets what he wants. He says he'll be in Las Vegas next week. There will be a gauntlet qualifying match for the Casino Gauntlet match number 2 spot. He says he'll enter that match and win it. He says he'll dog walk Andrade at Wembley. And he says he is the only champion who should be recognized. And he says he'll remind the world after All In that whether you like it or not, I am your one true champion. So he held up the Triple B, and MJF left the ring yelling at the fans as security tried to escort him away. So the last time that we had a second world championship, Jesse, on the show is with your favorite there when Punk had come back from injury and was moved over to Saturday Night Collision, and that was made his show, and he had the AEW World Title belt, the one that he never lost, with the big black X through it, is when we had a second world champion on the show. What do you make of MJF bringing back Triple B to the show, even though he's not recognized as the world champion that Kenny Omega is? Now we got Triple B and Kenny Omega's title on the same show.
I feel like we've done this angle already. Well, we tried to, at least. And this is just being rehashed. And 2, I do not see MJF having an actual legitimate claim to still being world champion. The man was clearly pinned 1, 2, 3.
Well, he was, but Will Ospreay butted his nose into MJF's business when he shouldn't have been out there.
Tough shit. How many times has MJF won under some nefarious circumstances?
I would say a cool 80%.
Right. Your shoulders got pinned 1, 2, 3. If this was the route you wanted to go, then you should have left MJF's foot under the rope or something happening at the end that would negate him losing his title. And they failed to do that. So you're not going to convince me that we have a legitimate gripe as far as in terms of there being 2 champions. There's not. He lost. There's no bigger MJF fan than me. I'm telling you, that motherfucker lost. So, no.
So we have MJF on Dynamite parading around with Triple B, basically without saying it, claiming injustice. And he was wronged, and he's the real world champion. He should be acknowledged and not Kenny Omega. And then on the other show, we got Sami Zayn, who's gotten fucked over and over and over and over again, crying injustice, claiming that he got robbed of the WWE Championship. So now we got two guys who are basically doing the same thing with minor tweaks to both. They're not exactly the same, but at the same time, they're kind of the same. Would you agree there?
Yeah, very close. Very close.
And like you said, we've been there and done this with the second world championship on AEW television. I mean, it's been a long while since we've done it. When was the last time they did that? 2022?
Yeah, whenever Phil did it, and they be getting no real payoff. We still don't know what happened to that damn title.
Well, we were leading towards an MJF CM Punk match, no doubt about it.
You want to make it funny? I would have brought that title back with the X on it. Same belt.
Well.
Spray painted that. I would have did the same damn thing.
Well, I mean, anything to not mention or kind of throw back to Mr. Punk on AEW television. I don't think that would be a thought in Tony Khan's head, but.
Well, this story is already doing just that. I'm confident we're not the only ones here talking about Phil right now.
No, I got a tweet from my boy Juicy Springsteen.
Juicy?
Yeah.
Saying the same
Shout
thing,
out, Juice.
Right?
He tweeted. He quote tweeted my MJF tweet today. He's like, "Yeah, we've seen this before." And then he tweeted me a picture of the MJF black X through the title picture.
Yep, we literally did this already, man. So either lean into it all the way or get away from it. I mean, don't do it. You already did it.
Listen, I'm glad he's back on television. The show needed him, and I listen. We're two big MJF guys because of what he represents and what he is to pro wrestling, because it's a lost fucking art. Honestly, nobody really feels like MJF, which is why a lot of people ask JD, why are you a big fan of MJF? Because he's like a throwback to the old school. He's a take on the Flairs and the fucking Pipers of my generation. So it's like, I'm 44 years old and I was born in 82. So when you see MJF fucking doing Ric Flair and Roddy Piper and giving you the old school feel and the old school story via what he's doing in the ring and how he works a match and how he cuts a promo, why wouldn't I be? You know what I mean?
I feel like MJF is the absolute best pro wrestler on this planet right now, currently. I'm talking overall package, everything considered. In-ring, mic, presence, gimmick, this, that, whatever, you name it, interviews, you name it. In 2026, as it stands right now, currently, I think he is the absolute best this business has to offer in regards to pro wrestling.
I agree.
Hands down.
I agree. So what he's doing going into All In, even though, you know, we heard reports about Sap putting it out there that MJF was a creative driving force in whatever happened at Beach Break. Listen, if MJF came up with the idea, I would tell MJF exactly what I've been saying for months here. It's not a good idea. I would not have done it. I would have not pulled the trigger on that. I think it's a shitty idea. He's the top guy. He should be in the top spot going into Wembley Stadium. So am I disappointed with the fact that he's now competing in the fucking gauntlet match? Yes. Because the gauntlet match is filled with fucking catering jobbers. With a random surprise here or there. Sheamus will be in the fucking gauntlet, or the New Day will be in the gauntlet. You know? That's not what you do for your top guy. It is beneath him. No.
It doesn't justify the existence of the gauntlet.
No. So we'll see. Like, I'm all right with a one-on-one match between MJF and Andrade. They seemingly have been building this up since the beginning of the year. Yeah. Like, I'm all right with that. But, it would have made sense if he was the champion coming on into this show and then defending the title against Andrade, because you would have had something that would have been built up. It would have made sense for this show. And then on the way to Wembley, he defends the title against Ospreay and Omega. But we're not there.
I kind of really low-key believe the way he treated Andrade tonight in Mexico, it's kind of a burial here. The guy has so much momentum. He's in his home country, man. This was his moment to shine, and he did well in the match. And then after the match, and then right away, my boy Max came in and absolutely derailed every fucking thing about him. So I'm sure this is leading to a match where I'm kind of thinking Andrade is probably going to get his comeuppance and probably win the match, to be honest with you. But it's kind of did him real dirty in this particular situation. This was Andrade's moment to shine tonight. But that could lead to the more tension between them when they do have the match.
We go into hour 2 here. Divine Dominion, Lena Cross and Megan Bain, and Mercedes Moné against the Brawling Birds, Jamie Hayter, Alex Windsor, and Willow Nightingale. This match went 12 minutes. We got the Brawling Birds and Divine Dominion. They are headed towards a tag team championship match, which is why they're here. And Mercedes and Willow was already announced as the women's championship match going into Wembley Stadium. So that is why this match is taking place. Willow gave Bain a Death Valley driver. Willow set up for a superplex on Megan, but she blocked it. Willow then hit her with a clothesline instead, who then set up a power bomb. So Lena comes and intervenes. The Brawling Birds knocked the Divine Dominion ladies out of the ring. Willow and Mercedes then are battling in the ring for a pinning combination. Willow won with a backslide on Mercedes for a 1-2-3. So we have the baby faces winning here. Now, I will ask, number one, why is Mercedes and the Divine Dominion a pairing? Have we gotten any legitimate answer to that question over the last 3 weeks? Because we first seen them at Beach Break. Anybody?
Bro, I've been asking that question for weeks. My channel, here, anybody who listen, still trying to find out.
Not a single iota of an explanation. We asked this on TNT last night. I asked Jason. He couldn't come up with anything. I asked, well, it's been since Beach Break. Don't you think that's more than enough time to give us an explanation? And he said, it's not the way I would have did it. Of course not, because we got fucking brains. And we asked the hard questions. We asked the logical questions. What is the pairing about? Why is Mercedes with Divine Dominion? I don't know. We got 3 Dynamites left. We got 4 collisions left. Maybe they come up with an explanation. Am I supposed to come up with my own explanation? Might as well. Should I Google it? Is ChatGPT going to know? Should I ask Chat? Secondly, Jesse, Willow pinned Mercedes here. This is a rarity. She is the champion, but she pinned the challenger already. Does this now, going into All In, mean that Willow is going to be fighting from behind, bro?
What does Pro Wrestling 101 teach us?
That Mercedes will end up winning at Wembley Stadium.
Yep. The first thing I said to my chat, bell rang, ding, ding, ding. I said, chat, you just found out who's going to win at All In. Right there. Mercedes is winning her first women's world title.
Listen, you would probably expect with 3 or 4 weeks to go that something like this kind of match would have been booked, right? And if you wanted to do that, fine. I mean, Willow wins, and then Mercedes gets the win at the pay-per-view. But now you've done it with 4 weeks to go, 25 days to go, 3.5 weeks to go. Why would you want to put them in the ring again for Mercedes to then get a win over Willow when the story is every single time Willow is involved with Mercedes, Willow ends up fucking Mercedes over and sticking her nose in her business when Mercedes can't get the job done over Willow? So you did it again tonight with 25 days to go. Why would you put these 2 ladies in the ring in a wrestling capacity again before Wembley Stadium when this was it? So if we are to believe that Willow got the win here with 25 days to go, we are to believe going into Wembley Stadium, if we don't get Mercedes pinning Willow in the next 25 days, that Mercedes is going to win the Women's Championship. Correct?
Yep. That's the first thing I thought of. Yep.
I don't know why this decision was made. I would have never had Mercedes or Willow factor into the pinfall. Never. Nope. All you had to do was have one of the Birds pin one of the Divine Dominion ladies and then throw the graphic up. That's all you had to do. And they ended up throwing the graphic up anyway. Why is this so easy for us, bro? Why is it so easy for us? I don't get it. The one thing you should really preserve is Willow and Mercedes. On a show that everything is predictable. Oh my God, bro. This is so nonsensical, bro. I swear to God. I don't know. So the match between the Birds and Divine Dominion is now official. I wonder who's winning that one. So we got All In slowly taking shape here. Kyle Fletcher. He defended the International Championship against Speedball Mike Bailey. This went 16 minutes. I thought this was great. I don't even know if it was better than their last match, which I believe took place in March. And the last time they fought before that was in the Continental Classic, which was one of the best matches that AEW put on in 2025 on Dynamite. But both of their matches were great. This was great. They worked very well together. They were 1-1 coming into this, so Fletcher got the win here. He's now up 2-1. What'd you make of this, Jesse, with the International Championship on the line?
It's really good. It's really good. I know more sold on, Mike Bailey than I was before, which is the problem I'm having with Mike Bailey. I want to like Mike Bailey more. I really do. But instead of doing anything to possibly, get a little bit more interest with him, they just keep putting them in matches and putting them in matches and putting them in matches. And it's boring. It's just so boring, man.
I don't understand why he's factoring into the international title when his ex-tag team partner is the TNT champion. Like, yeah. What is Kevin Knight doing at Wembley Stadium? Is he going to wrestle Darby again? You would think that Kevin Knight and Speedball would be the direction. So what are we doing? I don't really understand what they're doing with Speed. I can't get into Speedball. Speedball's a great wrestler. There's just nothing there to emotionally connect viewer to wrestler. There's nothing there.
And that's the problem. He's a great wrestler, but that's all we're getting. That's it. We have no other reason to be invested in him. None.
This was a good match. Great match, actually. What does it mean for All In? Nothing. They didn't really do anything. They didn't build on anything. There was no promo. There was no backstage segment with Fletcher or Kevin Knight or Fletcher and Takeshita or Fletcher and Okada. There was a stare down at the end of the match because Okada came out and interrupted Fletcher's celebration. But that was it. There was nothing else. So we'll pick it up after the commercial break here. They fought down the aisle to the stage. Bailey blocked Fletcher, took him down with a head scissor. He then leapt off the stairs and backflipped onto Fletcher. So we fight back into the ring. Fletcher scored a near fall. Bailey scored a near fall on Fletcher. Fletcher then gets back into it, landing a leaping Michinoku driver. Bailey and Fletcher then again roll out to the floor. Fletcher powerbombed Bailey into the ring apron and then back into the ring. Brain buster and a very, very close near fall. So Bailey took Fletcher to the mat with a reverse hurricanrana that landed Fletcher right on his fucking neck. So then Fletcher gets up and he's like all wobbly and he's fucking hunched over. So Bailey goes off to the top rope and Fletcher conveniently positions himself right underneath Mike Bailey, who's about to deliver the ultimate weapon 450 knees right to the back. And that was the closest near fall of the entire match. Actually, a great spot. Crowd popped really big for it. Fletcher, he kicks out. He gets right back into it. He takes Bailey and throws him face first with a lawn dart right into the turnbuckle and then takes him up top with a turnbuckle brainbuster for the 1-2-3. Kyle Fletcher retains, and immediately when he retains and celebrates, Okada makes his entrance for the next match, kind of stopping Fletcher's celebration, cutting into it, and there was a brief moment where Fletcher and Okada walked past each other, and Fletcher held up the championship as Okada eyed the title on his way to the ring. So clearly we're looking at a triple threat between Fletcher, Okada, and Takeshita. Takeshita right now is working the G1 Climax. That should be finishing up hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Triple threat match for the International Championship, but, Jesse, they're going to have to do more to sell me on the tensions between Fletcher and Okada. I understand they're both in the Don Callis family, but, I don't know how anybody's interested in just Okada saying he wants the championship back and then doing nothing about it.
Wait, I thought the G1 was in the beginning of the year.
The G1 is every summer.
Every summer.
Yeah.
What did they do in January? I thought they did something in the beginning of the year. Maybe
Beginning of the year is Wrestle Kingdom. The G1, usually the winner of the G1 gets a guaranteed contract at Wrestle Kingdom.
At Wrestle Kingdom.
For the world title, yeah.
Okay. All right. He's been out for a minute.
I don't know how. I mean, this is what happens when Tony allows his guys to go double, triple dip. One guy crucial to the story is off television.
That's fine. Well, let's be fair, man. New Japan has lost quite a bit of talent to AEW.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's fine. I guess he's rated them pretty hard, man.
What do you make of this Okada and Fletcher storyline for the international title? Are you moved by this?
So I really do feel like they could be giving us some better story with this match, because it's been building for quite some time. This Fletcher and Okada feud has been building for quite some time. Takeshita, he's out. He's a baby face now. So, I mean, you can easily get some tension in there with the three of these guys. But these two have been just kind of just nipping at each other for a while now, man. And I feel like I should be more invested in it than I am. Okada is not really doing anything. I feel like he's not doing anything to help progress this.
Bro, Okada's boring. I'm sorry.
He's boring. He is.
There's nothing about Okada that signifies any sort of story whatsoever. He's boring.
It in. I've been saying this about Okada for a while. I think Okada probably had one, maybe two good matches where we're like, okay, now that's the real Okada. But he has been phoning it in. I thought it was just me, maybe just me and you. Some of the other podcasters, some of the other content creators that I listen to when they chime in on Okada, they've been saying the same thing. Okada got that big paycheck from Tony Khan, and he put it on cruise control, kicked his feet up, and then just let the Tesla drive itself. He's just been riding on his name value alone. He has not been putting in the work, man. It is not the same Okada.
No, it's boring. He's a great big match wrestler. He's not the best big match wrestler, but
he's phenomenal.
He's great. It's just there's nothing about him that gets you emotionally moved. It's like, all right, here's an Okada match. It should be great, but after that, it's on to the next one. It's like, what is it about Okada that everybody is fucking jumping through fire for?
Is this what he did in New Japan?
Yes.
The Okada that I knew when I saw him, it was just about the big matches that he put on. I was not watching New Japan, on a weekly basis to see the story that involved Okada. I just saw him in the phenomenal wrestling matches that he got. Now, when he came over here, I didn't know if he was going to bring a whole bunch of story with him to go along with these 5-star matches. But so far, we have not even been getting the 5-star matches. We just been getting fine matches. I don't feel like we're getting matches indicative of the paycheck he's getting from AEW. So I'm like, where is that?
I can't tell you the last Okada match I was. Takeshita was a great match at Double or Nothing. That was a genuinely great match with a fucking awesome crowd. That's the only match this year that I could really point to and say, yeah, man, Okada was really great.
Yep.
He's just another guy on the roster that's being paid way too much money to do very little.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, he's not doing much, man.
Okada, Fletcher, and Takeshita get ready for a triple threat match rolling for the International Championship. Another 6-man tag here because Tony Khan's got to get his fucking his rocks off here in Mexico. Chris Jericho, who came out not as Chris Jericho or Jericho, because they've been just calling him Jericho. Tonight, Jesse, he was Corazon de Leon, the Lionheart. The Lionheart.
No, I don't know what gimmick does that? What does he mean? What does it mean when he's the Lionheart? What happens now?
He's just plain old fucking great graps Chris Jericho.
What does the Painmaker do besides put on face paint?
The Painmaker is the hardcore version of Chris Jericho who will get down and dirty and bleed if need be.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And the Lionheart just what again? One more time.
He's the Graps version of Jericho.
Grabs.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Guess he's trying to channel the old Chris Jericho of 20 years ago, you know?
You know, speaking of phoning it in, this Jericho or Lionheart or Painmaker or whatever he's going by this week and next week feels like another phoned in rest. It feels like he just got time added to his deal and he's just here to live out his days, serve his time before he leaves. Did he sign a new deal?
Chris Jericho did, yes.
He did.
Yeah.
Does not feel like it.
I don't know what they're paying him, but as long as Jericho is happy, huh?
Speaking of phoning it in, it feels like he's just kind of just here. He's just there.
Jericho was recently interviewed. He said this on the state of AEW, that they've never worried about WWE and they've only been focused on their product. I quote, I think it's the same as always in that we've never worried about WWE ever. We've only worried about our own show, our own product, the quality of what we're doing. And it's not a perceived upswing for AEW. You can see it in the numbers, tickets sold, and the ratings. End quote. Jesse, do you believe Chris Jericho where he says that AEW is never worried about WWE ever? Ever?
I wouldn't say ever. I mean, he probably could have toned that down and made it a little bit more believable. You know, we try not to focus on what WWE is doing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
How could we forget the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling there, Tony Khan? Or how about this, Jim? How about calling both Triple H and Shawn Michaels bald assholes on social media? Or how about this one? How about him going out there standing next to Tony Schiavone calling Nick Khan the real con man and that there's only one con in professional wrestling? No, everybody seemingly forgot about those gems, huh?
I mean, again, I think he tries to oversell what he's trying to do here. We try not to focus on what WWE is doing. Would work perfectly fine. Believable. I believe it. We try not to. That doesn't mean you don't, because we can clearly see that you do.
How about this one, Chad? I got them all in the memory bank, Chad. How about this one? Chris Jericho, within the first year of AEW, claimed that AEW would be beating Monday Night Raw in the ratings after 6 months. After 6 months on national television, did that ever happen?
See, but you never think about WWE ever, huh?
So much so that Jericho coined himself the Demo God.
True story.
Oh my God. Bro, they are marks for themselves, bro, with fucking dementia-like memory. Seriously.
True story.
Oh.
Just try to get your point across without making yourself sound like a hypocrite or a liar.
Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, come on.
Anyway.
The internet exists, bro. The internet wins every time.
Oh, but JD and Jess, you don't know anything about AEW. Meanwhile, we've been here since what, episode 1? We've seen it all, man. We've seen it all. We've heard it all. Give me a break.
Yep.
Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, and Mystico, Jesse. Mystico. Against Hechicero, Kevin Knight, and Kazuchika Okada.
There you go.
You know, Mystico had to get the big entrance. You know, bro, by the way, this match, it almost took 15 minutes to even start this match because everybody had to get an entrance. Jericho had to have a sing-along, and Mystico had to have a sing-along, and then Kevin Knight slow walks himself to the ring thinking that people actually give a shit about what he is and what he's doing. And then...
bro, walking to the ring like Roman.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Hechicero's out there fucking summoning fireballs and magic when he comes down to the aisle. Like, what the... Can we just get this fucking match over with, please? We're going to shave 15 minutes off the show just by omitting everybody's entrance. So, they're singing along to Judas. They're singing along to Mystico's song. This match went 11 minutes. I don't know why this couldn't have been saved for Collision. Honestly, they wanted Mystico in Mexico. So when the last time Mystico made a Dynamite appearance? I have no fucking idea. They just put him on the show because it's Grand Slam Mexico. So we'll pick it up after the commercial break. Darby went through the ropes for a dive on Okada. Okada drop kicked him in midair. Kevin Knight and Darby Allin, they're going at it. So it could be that they are headed towards something going into All In. Darby landed a coffin drop at ringside. Mystico leapt over the ring post onto Hechicero, who is the CMLL Men's World Champion. Darby climbed to the top rope. Kevin Knight knocked him off. So Knight went for a coast-to-coast, but Jericho caught him midair with a Judas effect. Jericho then put Okada in the walls. Mystico took Hechicero down and locked on a submission hold, La Mystica. And then Darby hit Kevin Knight with the coffin drop. So we had 2 submission holds and Darby pinning Kevin Knight, and that was the last visual. 1, 2, 3. All 3 baby faces on top of all 3 heels, and the baby faces get the win. Any thoughts, Jesse?
You know, when you tell me how Bandito is, spectacular and your favorite and everything else.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about with the guys like in this match. He doesn't come off as any different as any of the other masked luchadors that they just roll out there to do a match with. And the thing is, they're all pretty good, but I'm just not invested in what they're doing as a character.
I'm not invested in any of these guys.
No, I'm not. They're pretty good and all, but no, I'm not invested in them, man.
Kevin Knight's great. What is there to like about Kevin Knight right now?
Kevin Knight, man, that guy has the look, and he's on the right path. He needs some help in his promos, but like we're just saying, there is no real gimmick behind Kevin Knight, and putting him with the Don Callis family was the worst thing they could have done with him as a heel.
There's nothing about him that stands out. Nothing. He's a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. He's great, but he doesn't have. Something is missing. He doesn't have it. Everybody says he has it. What's it? He doesn't have it.
No, he can wrestle. Just being able to go in the ring is not it. It does involve your aura. It involves mic skills too.
Yeah.
When you're talking about an it factor in pro wrestling, it is not just bell to bell. An it factor is what MJF brings to the ring. An it factor is mean you have bruh, this is raw, beautiful fucking talent all around. 5'2" player, all of this shit. He is not that. There's so much that needs to be worked on with Kevin Knight, mostly his gimmick and then his promo ability. But I don't see him just being terrible. I definitely see him as a talent that can be worked with, but I wouldn't call it the it factor though.
No.
Definitely not yet at least.
Now, nobody here cares about Hechicero because he's never really on television wrestling for Dynamite, even though he's the CMLL champion. He's in the Don Callis family, but he's in these matches to lose. Okada, we just talked about him. He's just boring. He's one of the best wrestlers ever, but he's boring. Darby has fallen off a cliff. He was the world champion a few months ago and now is ice cold again. Jericho, you thought that they maybe set up something for Jericho going to All In. I don't know what Jericho's doing going into All In. This should have been the moment to start setting that up. They didn't. And Mystico is just there because it's Mexico. And that's your match. There's nothing else there. There's literally no story here. Nothing about this match had any story. Persephone.
I'm so disappointed in the fall of Darby Allin from World Champion.
Well, you called it.
That was my whole concern.
You called it?
That was my whole concern. It was you hot shot at the title. You did it for a big pop and a big shock. That could work in your favor or it can fail you. It's all going to depend on how you follow up. And if he's just back in the mid card doing nothing after he drops that title, then it was a failure.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Persephone. She is the CMLL Women's Champion here against Chris Statlander. Now, the reason why this match took place is because Persephone and Statlander were a part of the Survival of the Fittest match to crown a new TBS champion a few weeks back. Statlander was in there with Shida. Persephone was eliminated, and she got angry and took the belt and hit Chris Statlander in the face with it while she was in a submission by Shida, which ultimately gave Shida the win and the TBS title, who then ultimately dropped the title at Redemption to Maya World, who is now the new TBS champion. So this is why we're here. Jesse, did you notice that they once again changed Chris Statlander's theme music?
I was distracted by other things in this.
Yeah, I know. I'm very well aware. I thought of you immediately when both Persephone and Statlander were in the ring. But I noticed that they once again changed Stat's music.
I did not notice that. But
or maybe it is the same, and maybe I just heard it a little differently tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care. They've done my girl so wrong that her music changing is the least of her concerns.
So this went 11 minutes. So we'll pick it up here with the Thunder Rosa spot, because Thunder Rosa, believe it or not, was sitting at ringside, and she was in the crowd watching this match. So Nigel, he's on commentary saying that it was incredible watching Statlander hit a 450 attempt, which we've seen her do multiple times. So we know she's capable of doing it. Yeah. Thunder Rosa and Persephone got into it at ringside because Persephone noticed Thunder Rosa sitting there. Persephone then yanked Rosa over the barricade and then hit her with the Mexican national title that apparently Thunder Rosa is the Mexican national champion. So Statlander dove off the ring apron, but in taking out Persephone, she took out the referee and Persephone. So Bryce Remsburg was taken out here. Statlander did a suplex at ringside. She brought Persephone back into the ring. They rolled each other up, but the referee was out. All of a sudden, Sheeta, she comes on out, and she struggled to roll under the bottom rope. She struggled to roll under the bottom rope, and then she bashed Stat with the belt. So Persephone landed a springboard frog splash for a visible 3 count. Referee didn't come to yet, but then he eventually came in and counted 1, 2, 3. Persephone wins in 11 minutes.
Favorite match of the night.
Gee, I wonder why.
5 stars. No notes. I thoroughly enjoyed watching this one. I gotta tell you, bruh.
So what Jesse's trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is that he had a hunger, a desire for cake, right?
Lots of cake.
Lots of cake. Yes. Sheeta, Jesse, she couldn't roll underneath the bottom rope. Any thoughts on that?
Don't put me in this shit.
Any thoughts there?
Nope.
She looked like she was dressed as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man today. You see that outfit, Sharon?
I would say this match was all about cake. 2 women had it and 1 had too much of it. Okay, all right. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Can someone find Tony Khan's catering bill, man? He must have the most exquisite tastes in catering, right? All right, moving on.
I'm getting canceled, man.
Didn't Sheamus, listen, man, Sheamus could be coming in here, man. He changed the Celtic Warrior workout on YouTube. He changed it to a different, maybe we could call him Sheamus, right?
He put her in the workout program. Oh my. Nope. Well, I'm already canceled. I'm fucked.
Don't worry. Nobody cares what we do here. Oh, the demands.
Oh boy.
Ricochet, Toa Leone, and Bishop Khan against Adam Hangman Page, Bandito, and Brody King. This was an AEW Trios title match. Jesse, didn't the Demand win the titles from the conglomeration last Wednesday on Dynamite in that riveting Dynamite that had a fucking 34-minute overrun?
Was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago?
Last week, 2 weeks ago? I think it was last week, wasn't it?
Probably was. Wasn't that long ago.
So we got this Hangman and Bandito pairing now, I guess. Did we ever get an explanation as to why they are a tag team now? No? Just whatever? Just throw Adam Page into a tag team?
Hangman decided he wanted the trios titles, and he picked 2 dudes, and he picked those 2, and now he has the trios titles. Okay. There you go.
All right.
Done. Easy.
So this match went 14 minutes. We'll pick it up after the commercial break here. You see the matches that we're talking about, chat? 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 14 minutes. These are what the pay-per-view times for these matches should be. Easy.
Yep.
We don't need to go 27 minutes for a match that was built in 1 week just because we have to give great graps to counterbalance the fact that there's no story. So Toa and Bishop, they took out Page, double team moves in the ring. Hangman fought back. Brody comes in. He splashed Toa Leone and Bishop Khan in the corner. He starts doing his Brody bark. Fans started barking back. He then hits a cannonball in the corner on both of them. Ricochet and Hangman, they go at it. Ricochet took Hangman down with a big discus lariat. Hangman tagged in Bandito, who did an overhead suplex on Ricochet. Ricochet then landed on his feet, though, out of the suplex, and then he blind tagged in Toa Leone. Bandito climbed to the top rope. Bishop Khan knocked him off. Bandito knocked Khan to the floor. Brody and Leone fight out of the ring. Ricochet ends up kicking Brody. Toa Leone then lifted all three guys onto his shoulders, so he had all three baby faces on top of his back. Samoan drop. Looked good. I didn't think he'd do it, but he got it.
Got it, you know.
Bandito recovered. He went for a 21 plex, but he couldn't nail it. Hangman helped with the buckshot, and Bandito then delivered the 21 plex. And the fans pop big because we got new Trios champions. Hangman and Brodito are the new AEW Trios champions. Only after a week. That was a cool spot, yeah.
Yeah.
The Demand are losers. Ricochet is grade A loser status, bro.
Again, get the Demand away from Ricochet. Or Gates of Agony away from Ricochet.
Oh, my God.
The guy, look, Gates of Agony can be a tag team in the tag team division. They have value there. I think they're holding Ricochet back from advancing up the roster. At this point, Ricochet has been healed long enough, and he should be higher up on the card. He should be doing more important things right now. I'm short of saying main event scene, not quite there yet. But still, he should be doing more important things than hanging out in a trios division with these guys. He's better than that.
This didn't do anything for me, and Hangman just got back. They gave him a title right away after 130 days off TV, and they didn't even explain why he's tagging with Brodito, so how am I to care? He just showed up at the end of last week's show because they were getting beat down by the fucking Swirl. Or the Twist, whoever the fuck their names are. The Vanilla Twist. Whatever the fucking name is, man. What is their names? The Twist? The Lethal Twist.
No. Yeah, that's literally it. Yeah. The Lethal Twist.
You know, I'm gonna start covering Maple Leaf Pro, man. Maybe we should just switch over to Maple Leaf Pro. You down?
I don't know, man. And it has nothing to do with the company. It's just picking up another promotion and getting into what they're doing. It can be another task. Like I just said about an hour ago, man, there's a lot of fucking pro wrestling on our plates already on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Adding another company, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Main event, Will Ospreay and Mark Davis. This was a Mexican street fight. Why this match is happening, I questioned what I was even watching about 15 minutes in. I'm like, why is this going as long as it is? And why are we even here? Will Ospreay beat Mark Davis in the semifinal of the Owen before he went on to wrestle Swerve at the pay-per-view. So we get this match, and I'm wondering why we're here. And the only thing that we have available to us is that these two are former stablemates in Aussie Open, or the United Empire, whatever the fuck group it was. And the fact that the Death Riders interfered on behalf of Will Ospreay and the Don Callis family interfered on behalf of Mark Davis and caused this major scene in the semifinal match that everybody ranted and raved over. So I guess the reason why they're doing this match is because Ospreay's not with the Death Riders anymore, and they claim no interference allowed here. Let's see who the real tough guy is. As if this has anything to do with Ospreay's journey going into All In. Who cares?
Yeah.
Why does Mark Davis want to injure Will Ospreay before Wembley Stadium? Why does Will Ospreay want to injure himself going into Wembley Stadium? Why does Tony Khan want to injure Will Ospreay going into Wembley Stadium? I have a lot of questions. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense.
No.
We'll pick it up after the commercial here. So, you know the stairs and the double stage at Arena Mexico tonight. So Ospreay, he's on top of this second stage with Mark Davis, and apparently he takes like a fucking, like a wall tile or a piece of the flooring, some sort of tile, and smashes it over Ospreay's head. It like breaks into fucking powder, and he rolls down the steps, and Tony Schiavone's yelling, "Oh my God! Oh my God!"
He was losing his shit, man.
So we go back into the ring. Davis threw Ospreay headfirst into a chair that was already wedged in the corner between the turnbuckles earlier in the match. Davis then takes a fork, yes, a fork, an eating utensil, and he starts taking it and stabbing Ospreay in the head with it, which busts Ospreay open. Now he's bleeding all over the forehead. So Ospreay made a comeback, landed an Os cutter for a near fall. Ospreay jabbed the fork into Davis's forehead. So I guess that's the killer instinct that Moxley wanted, man. You got to go for the kill. So Davis countered a hidden blade from Ospreay. He hits a lariat of his own. Davis then leapt onto the chairs that were set up and drove Ospreay into the mat for a near fall. Ospreay threw a chair at Davis. Davis then sets up a pile driver on the ring apron. Ospreay blocked it. Davis then takes barbed wire, which was wrapped around a steel chair. He pulled it off the steel chair and then rakes the barbed wire across Ospreay's back. Ospreay starts bleeding on the back now. So he's bleeding on the back and bleeding on the forehead. Ospreay then grabbed Davis's balls, legitimately palmed his balls. Yep. So Davis screamed, obviously. Ospreay kicked Davis and then pile drove him on the edge of the apron. Ospreay then caught Davis with a hidden blade. He kicks out. Ospreay showed that he is going for the kill here. He's all bleeding and he's fucking got this House of Fire mentality. He then sets up a move. Davis blocked it. Ospreay then leveraged Davis's shoulders down with a crucifix. Davis caught Ospreay with a leaping pile driver. Ospreay kicks out. Ospreay then delivered a Styles Clash. Davis kicks out. He then threw a big elbow strike, multiple of them. He then wrapped barbed wire around Davis and landed a hidden blade, which eventually put Davis out. 1, 2, 3. Ospreay wins in 20 minutes. Did it need to go 20 minutes? No.
No, it definitely went longer than it needed to go.
Did Tony Khan need to have someone bleed in Arena Mexico? Yes, of course he did.
Did they have some kind of blood feud?
No. Jesse, I just explained to you that it was in the Owen, and both factions interfered trying to help the other guy win. And Ospreay apparently wanted this match. Davis wanted this match for whatever reason. And I guess he was upset that he lost to Ospreay. Who gives a shit?
I mean, my God. What did he sleep with your wife?
Yeah, did he bang Alex Windsor? I don't know.
Did he touch your Windsor?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jeez.
I don't know. That's your AEW Dynamite Grand Slam Mexico. Hopefully you got something out of it. I certainly didn't. Neither did this guy. Let's get into your super chat so I can jump on Black Ops 2 and fucking enjoy the rest of my night, because there is way too much pro wrestling right now, and I'm consumed with it all, and I got to do Friday at House of Glory, man. I'm fucking losing my mind over here. Let's get into these super chats. Thank you guys for joining us. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go follow Jesse on YouTube and on Twitter at Chi-Town Smart. He will be live streaming his live reactions to House of Glory High Intensity on Friday, 7 p.m. bell time on the official House of Glory YouTube channel. We will be streaming live on YouTube for everybody. So hopefully we see you guys in the live stream chat.
Hey, we are on the way to 11K.
There you go.
Almost there.
There you go. So please do that. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of Grand Slam Mexico. Hit that thumbs up. 750 likes is the goal. That seems to be a lost cause tonight because this show is boring and everybody seems to think so as well. And super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang at the end of the show. Every $10 super chat or more, depending on what you donate tonight, you will get into the wheel if you want to. We got much more stuff to give away, so I will take all that, and we'll spin the wheel on Saturday when I'm live for the SmackDown post, because I do believe we will have some major happenings following SummerSlam. Plus, KO and CM Punk are on a collision course for the WWE title. I got to see what happens there, man. Very interested in that one. Now, let's get
Kevin Owens get in a match to become #1 contender?
It's a good question. He's been out for 18 months. I don't know. Tell me Nick Aldis doesn't have something against Sami Zayn.
I mean, what the?
Caden with a 199. No message. Thank you, Caden. Michael Krause with a 2. OTS, join the tap room. How you know? Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Noah with a 5. Do you think AEW is dipping their toe in having Dynamite go 3 hours? Yes. I think they think that this will help them. I think it's awful. We didn't want SmackDown at 3 hours. What makes you think I'm going to sit here and praise a 3-hour Dynamite? You fucking mental? Everybody that's claiming 3-hour Dynamites are good, man, these people are fucking sick in the head, because I've been on here every single week claiming that 3 hours of SmackDown, or any show really, is the wrong direction.
He knows. He knows that the fans are not enjoying 3-hour wrestling shows.
No.
He knows.
No. Maybe he does, but he knows his fans don't want 3-hour shows. Noah Kirby with a 5. Thank you, brother. Phil with 9.99. Felt like a nuclear war happened in there. These kickouts, mainly from Ospreay, were just not realistic. The pile driver on the chair, and then the pile driver, and he still kicks out. Come on, bro. Yeah, that pile driver on the 2 chairs was mostly Mark Davis and his overwhelming girth. So I think he was spared, Ospreay was. Also, Phil with a 9.99. I don't even call what AEW does an overrun anymore. I consider Dynamite a 2.5-hour show at this point. They end around 10:15 to 10:20 anyways, so why can't AEW call it a 2.5-hour show and call it a day? Bro, my new mentality is just add 30 minutes to anything that they're doing, and that's the real ending of the show.
He's not wrong. By the way, did you see Kyle Fletcher get dropped on his fucking head, man?
I did not know.
Oh, my.
What, Saturday? Collision?
No, tonight.
Oh, Kyle Fletcher. I thought you said Kyle O'Reilly. No, I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. No.
Oh my.
Oh, you mean on the Hurricanrana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anthony Cruz with a 199. He's going to cash in the same night, maybe. He needs to give Tony a week in advance. That's not the rule anymore. He can't do that.
Week notice.
Week notice. Tony changed the rules for something like that to not be allowed anymore. So it ruins the whole fucking concept. Why do we even have it?
1 week notice.
Bodie McBoatface with 2. This should have been SummerSlam, ironically. Haha. Sure. I wish this crowd was as loud as I wish this SummerSlam that we just got was as loud as this crowd in Mexico.
It's a very lit crowd.
Yeah. Street Fighter with a $5 super chat. I remember MJF versus Mystico in Arena Mexico. 2025 Match of the Year candidate. That can't be replicated versus Ospreay at All In. Oh, that can be replicated versus Ospreay. Yeah. Yes. I mean, he did it with Ospreay already at All In, and it was a great match for the American title. That was a great fucking match, a great moment. And the Mystico match was fantastic. Techno Gatsby with a 20. Kenny only has so many big matches in him. It's not a missed opportunity. MJF will be there next year for Ospreay at All In. You can't guarantee Kenny will be. Kenny has earned this, and the match will be pure fire as always. Kenny didn't earn it. What did he do? What did he do for AEW this year that MJF didn't? MJF is the one that took AEW to where it is this year.
You just shoehorned Kenny into this spot.
Kenny's only there because Ospreay wants him there. David Rice with a 5. There's no point in having a Continental title because you get stripped of it twice a year and have to win it back in the tournament. So get rid of it. Like Jesse said, like Jason said, I agree. Get rid of it. #1 contender match for the world title at Revolution should be the prize at the end of the Continental Classic. AJ Body with a $4.99. All they had to do was keep MJF the champion, tell Wembley, and do whatever the fuck after that, or till Wembley, and do whatever the fuck after that, as long as you build up the guy to take down MJF. Yes, it's called Pro Wrestling 101, AJ. The stories and the promos that MJF and Ospreay had already in weeks prior have been better than the ones he's had with Omega. Lucha Trooper with 9 months. I'm grateful we have All In again at Wembley after never getting WrestleMania. But this needs to be the last one for some years before it's overused. Brother, they're not even 40,000 tickets out the door yet, and they got 25 days to go. So whatever they do, they're not coming close to what they did the last time they were there. So what's the point? If you've been year over year down, down, and down, I mean, you're just showing a trend. That's 3 times. That's more than enough for Tony to get the fucking point. AJ Body with the $4.99. CM Punk is still the AEW champion, by the way. He never lost it. Whatever makes you sleep at night, AJ. Also with the $4.99. Sheamus deserves a send-off match like Edge. If he is not injured in October, his challenger should be Oba Femi in an actual match, not the Oba special. Bro, TKO don't give a fuck, bro. He's under contract till October. They're not using him. MMF 2000. Where is Swerve Strickland? He must be hurt. He ain't hurt. He's not hurt. I don't know where he is.
And this is another thing. They need to stop using injuries to get themselves out of the corners they booked themselves into. You can't fuck up a path and then try to correct it by telling us someone is injured. Tell us Willow was injured, but she miraculously recovered 2 weeks later. You stripped the title off of her. Told us she was hurt. So hurt that she had to relinquish that title. 2 weeks later, I'm fine. Oh, by the way, I'm going to win this title here off of Tekla. You know, you booked yourself into that corner. Book yourself out of it. MJF is hurt, drops the title, and then 2 weeks later he's back in Mexico and challenging at All In and everything. Oh, okay, everything's fine now. Stop using injuries to get yourselves out of the predicament you booked yourselves into.
I agree. AJ with the $4.99. John Moxley doesn't have a good track record at All In. Failed in 23, wasn't at 24, failed in 25 this year, wrestling jobber or whatever. He'll probably end up wrestling Jay White, because they're giving us Jay White and David Finlay in the tournament. Kid named Finger 19 with a $1.99. Persephone, good God, what a woman.
Oh my God.
Lenin with a 50 in Mexican pesos. Jericho used to wrestle in CMLL as Corazon de Leon, Lionheart, in the 90s before rising to prominence in WCW. There you go. And Don Stoney, our guy Don Stoney with a $5 super chat. He says, and I quote, shout out to Don Tony, Wrestling Soup, Spitball Media, and as always, rest in peace, Kevin Castle. Stoney, thank you, brother.
Don't let us forget, bro.
All right, guys, thank you for a great show tonight. That was your Grand Slam Mexico post-show. If you found anything enjoyable out of this post-show live stream tonight, thoughts, opinions, comments, concerns, questions, anything down below, let me know. I read them all. I lay in bed and I read all the bullshit that you guys spew at me. So make sure you guys go and do that. Go follow Jesse on social media at Chi-Town Smark. I'm also on social media, you guys know. You can find me wherever social media is available. Go follow Jesse on YouTube as well, same at Chi-Town Smark. And next time you see me live will be on Saturday. Saturday afternoon, we'll cover SmackDown. I'll be watching SmackDown after the Hog Show. 7 p.m., I'll be at the NYC Arena with the Solid Monster on the call. Make sure you guys show up in the chat room. We'll be live. YouTube, House of Glory YouTube channel. Should be a good show. Anything you want to get out there, Jesse, before we rev up the Dark Horse here?
No, come over and join. And some new content coming later this month.
Yes. Yes. Thank you guys very much for your support. Again, go check out all the great content on the channel. I was live with John the Coachman on the 2 count. Yesterday, Tuesday morning, 11:30. I was live with the Silent Monster last night on Tuesday Night Titans. Great discussion. SummerSlam Fallout. We talked about Triple H's post-show media scrum comments and his comments on Busted Open Radio. We talked about AEW. Lots of good stuff to talk about. So go over there if you guys want the best wrestling discussions in the community. Tuesday Night Titans is it. And until then, thank you. Again, Saturday we'll be live for SmackDown. Punk and Owens. And Randy Orton's back. And I hear Lola Vice is making her main roster debut, supposedly. We'll see what happens. Until then, guys, thank you very much for all the support. I'll see you at House of Glory. Come say what's up. Saturday, live for SmackDown right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.